Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. If someone cheats you, if someone lies to you, hurts you, turns their back on you, don't worry. Don't let that break you. Don't lose your mind over someone who wasn't meant to stay in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, pain. Everybody goes through it. I don't care who you are, where you come from, how much money you got, how famous you are. Pain comes for all of us. You can't avoid it. You can't outrun it. Somebody's going to hurt you. Somebody's going to lie to you, cheat you, betray you. And when it happens, it feels like the whole world just collapsed under your feet. You lose your breath. You lose your trust. You start questioning yourself, wondering what you did wrong. And let me stop you right there. Don't do that. Because pain, as sharp as it feels in the moment, is temporary. But how you respond to that pain, that's what writes your future. See, when somebody does you wrong, you've got two choices. You can either sit in that pain, let it eat you alive, let it make you bitter, let it change who you are, or you can rise through it. You can let that pain turn into fuel. You can let it teach you, mold you, sharpen you. You don't have to carry it forever. It's like fire. It'll either burn you down or it'll refine you. And the choice? Now, I'm not saying it's easy. I ain't gonna lie to you. You might cry some nights. You might feel broken. You might even feel like giving up. But let me remind you of something. You are stronger than that pain. You've survived worse. You've already made it through 100% of your worst days. And the fact that you're still standing means you got purpose in you. You got something the enemy couldn't destroy. That's why the pain came. Because the enemy don't attack empty vessels. If you weren't valuable, nobody would try to break you. You can't let temporary pain make you throw away permanent purpose. Don't build your life around the hurt. Build your life around the healing. People gonna talk, people gonna judge, people gonna misunderstand you, betray you, try to drag your name through the mud. Let them. You just keep walking. Because while they're stuck in gossip, you're stepping into growth. While they're focused on drama, you're focused on destiny. That's how you shift your life. Not by reacting, but by choosing a better response. There were moments in my life where I thought the pain was going to finish me. People left me, lied to me, stole from me, and I sat there wondering, why me? But I had to learn sometimes the pain ain't there to destroy you. Sometimes it's there to wake you up, to redirect you, to shake you into your next level. If I hadn't been hurt the way I was, I wouldn't be standing here. I wouldn't have prayed the way I did. I wouldn't have built what I built. The pain made me focus. It made me seek God harder. It made me learn who was real and who was just there for the ride. So don't curse your pain. Use it. Let it speak, but don't let it control your next step. Your response to it, that's what separates the ones who just go through life from the ones who grow through it. The person who did you wrong, they ain't thinking about you no more. They moved on. And if you stay stuck in what they did, you're giving them control over your peace, your joy, your future. Don't hand them that power. Take it back. Wake up every morning and say, yeah, I went through it. Yeah, it hurt. But I'm still here. I'm still breathing. And as long as I've got breath in my body, I've got a future worth fighting for. You don't have to wait to feel strong, just decide to be. The healing will catch up later. And one day you'll look back on the pain and realize it didn't stop you. It made you. Ladies and gentlemen, One of the hardest things to swallow in life is betrayal. When somebody you love, somebody you trusted, somebody you gave your heart to turns around and cheats you, lies to you, walks out on you, it cuts deep. And the first thing we do is blame ourselves. As human, we start asking, what did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? Why would they do me like that? But let me tell you something right now. That betrayal ain't about you. That cheating, that lying, that sneaky behavior, it says way more about them than it ever could about you. You can give someone the world, and if they don't know what to do with it, they'll still throw it away. Some people can't handle loyalty because they don't possess it themselves. Some people can't love you right because they never learn how to love themselves. It's not your job to fix that. It's not your responsibility to carry that brokenness. And it's certainly not a reflection of your worth. A person's decision to cheat is not a mirror of your flaws. It's a magnifier of their. Too many people let someone else's betrayal make them feel less than. You walk around feeling like you're not good enough, like you missed something, like maybe if you were better, they would have stayed loyal. Let me help you with that. No, ma'am, no, sir. They didn't betray you because you were lacking. They betrayed you because they were. They were lacking honesty, lacking maturity, lacking backbone. And instead of stepping up and communicating, they chose the easy way out, deception. But easy don't make it right. You deserve to be loved without confusion. You deserve loyalty without having to beg for it. You deserve honesty without having to investigate it. So when somebody cheats you, stop trying to shrink yourself to fit into the box of their brokenness. Stop blaming yourself for their betrayal. They didn't cheat because of who you are. They cheated because of who they're not ready to be. Now, don't get me wrong, it hurts. That kind of pain can leave you questioning everything. But I want you to hear me. Don't let one disloyal person convince you that you're unlovable. Don't let one betrayal become the reason you stop trusting, stop loving, or stop believing that good people exist. There are folks out there who know how to honor commitment, who know how to protect your heart, not play with it. But you got to heal first. You got to stop carrying someone else's mistakes into your future. Because the longer you believe their actions were about you, the longer you stay stuck in their mess. And don't let them fool you either. A person can dress up betrayal with all kinds of excuses. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted. You weren't giving me what I needed. Now, listen, adults make choices, and betrayal is a choice. It ain't a mistake. It's a decision they made to step outside of loyalty. So don't let their excuses become your self-doubt. You are still valuable. You are still worthy of real love. Somebody else's inability to stay true does not change your capacity to be great. All it means is that they weren't meant to go where you're headed. Sometimes God lets people fall off because he heard conversations you didn't. He saw intentions you couldn't. And instead of letting them keep fooling you, he let their true colors show. And trust me, that's a blessing in disguise. So when someone betrays you, don't carry their shame. Don't carry their guilt. Let them walk with the weight of their own choices. You just keep walking in truth, walking in purpose, walking in strength. Because the ones who hurt you didn't break you. They just revealed who they really are. And now you're free to love better, free to trust wiser, and free to never settle for that kind of pain again. Ladies and gentlemen, when somebody does you wrong, when they lie to you, hurt you, betray you, there's a voice in your head that whispers, get them back. That voice wants revenge. It wants to see them feel the pain they caused you. And I get it. I really do. that desire to clap back, to show them you ain't weak, to make them feel every ounce of the disappointment and hurt they gave you. It's real. But let me tell you something I had to learn the hard way. Revenge might feel good for a moment, but it won't heal you. It won't grow you. It won't take you any closer to peace. And it surely won't move your life forward. What really changes your life is not revenge. It's growth. It's taking that pain and turning it into power. It's taking that setback and turning it into a setup. See, anybody can act out. Anybody can throw shade. Anybody can stoop to the level of the one who hurt them. But it takes strength to rise above it. It takes maturity to say, I'm not going to waste my energy proving anything to someone who already showed me they don't deserve access to me. You don't grow by going backwards. You grow by moving forward, even when it hurts. People think getting revenge means you're strong, but real strength is when you could retaliate and you choose not to. Real strength is walking away without bitterness. Real strength is building your life so strong, so beautiful, so full of purpose that the people who tried to break you end up watching you succeed from the sidelines. That's the kind of victory that lasts. That's the kind of win that speaks louder than words. Let me tell you something. Revenge is a reaction, but growth is a response. And there's a big difference. When you react, you act out of emotion. When you respond, you act out of wisdom. And in this life, you need to protect your energy. Every time you engage in petty arguments, every time you try to hurt someone back, every time you lower your standards to match their behavior, you're wasting time. You're giving away precious energy that could be used to build your future, not fight over the past. You ever see someone succeed after being mistreated? That glow up, that bounce back, that rise, that's not just success. That's silent revenge. That's the kind of response that shuts everybody up. Not because you said something slick, but because you did something solid. You became something bigger than the betrayal. You grew into the version of yourself that doesn't just survive the pain, you thrive because of it. Growth means using what happened to you, not being defined by it. It means letting the pain teach you, not trap you. It means asking yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of how can I get back at them? Because you can spend your whole life trying to get even and still be empty. But if you spend that same time working on yourself, building yourself, healing yourself, you become unstoppable. People who hurt you, they expect you to break. They expect you to act out, to lash out, to spiral. Don't give them that satisfaction. Let them wonder how you kept going. Let them be confused by your peace. Let your progress be your payback. Let your glow be your comeback. You don't need to prove anything with revenge. Your growth will do the talking. And let me say this, chasing revenge makes you bitter, but chasing growth makes you better. One keeps you stuck, the other sets you free. One drains you, the other fills you. So when that anger creeps in, when that pain starts screaming for payback, remind yourself who you are. You're not here to match their energy. You're here to rise above it. Because in the end, it's not about what they did to you. It's about what you choose to do with it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing louder than silence backed by success. You see, when people lie on you, when they count you out, when they mistreat you or walk away like you never mattered, the first thing you want to do is speak up and defend yourself. You want to tell your side. You want to make sure everybody knows the truth. But let me tell you something that changed my life. You don't have to prove anything with words when your life speaks for you. Let your success be the loudest response you ever give. You don't have to clap back at people who did you wrong. Let them talk, let them post, let them spread whatever they want. You just keep working, you keep growing, you keep rising, because nothing silences a liar like results. Nothing shuts down hate like elevation. They want a reaction. They want you to stoop to their level. But when you stay focused, when you stay in your lane, and when you keep pushing forward in spite of the pain, that silence becomes deafening. That silence backed by achievement, that's what makes people stop and look. People will throw dirt on your name. That's life. But what they don't realize is dirt also helps you grow. And while they busy trying to bury you, you over there becoming something greater. That business you started, that dream you kept chasing, that peace you found after they walked away, that's the response. They said you couldn't make it, then make it bigger than they ever imagined. They said you wouldn't get up after they left, then rise so high they can't even reach your level now. That's how you respond. Not with bitterness, not with drama, but with success. Sometimes you got to keep your head down and work in silence. Let the results do the talking. Because people can argue with opinions, but they can't argue with outcomes. They can call you anything, but they can't call you a failure when you stand in your blessing. That's why I always tell people, stop wasting energy trying to prove yourself to folks who made up their mind about you already. Your success will make them rethink everything without you saying a word. Success don't come overnight. It comes with sacrifice. It comes with discipline. It comes with moments where you want to quit, but you keep going anyway. It comes with nights where you cry in silence and mornings where you show up anyway. And when you get to that level, when the things they said you couldn't do become the very things you're doing, that's power. That's a kind of response no words can compete with. And let me say this. Some of the same people who laughed at you, talked down to you, walked away from you, they'll have to watch you shine. They might never admit they were wrong, but they'll feel it. They'll see it. And deep down, they'll know they messed up. And the beautiful part, you won't even have to throw it in their face. That's your job. Your job is to keep growing, keep glowing, and keep winning. People who tried to block you will end up watching you from the sidelines. People who thought they were better than you will be inspired by what you built. That's how God works. He'll use your pain as a platform. He'll turn your heartbreak into a breakthrough. He'll turn your rejection into redirection. And suddenly, your life becomes the evidence, not because you argued, not because you clapped back, but because you chose growth, you chose grace, and you chose success. So when people try to tear you down, don't trip, don't get distracted. Just smile, stay silent, and keep building, because one day they'll see everything you became and they'll realize the best response you ever gave was the life you created after they left. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a point in your life where peace becomes more valuable than proving a point, more valuable than being right, more valuable than being heard in every argument, every conflict, every situation. Because let me tell you something, your peace is your power. And once you understand that, you start moving different. You start walking away from drama, not toward it. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop giving energy to battles that don't build you. You've got to protect your peace like it's your greatest treasure, because it is. In this world we're living in, everybody's busy pulling you in different directions. There's noise everywhere, social media, gossip, jealousy, pressure, comparison, betrayal. If you don't learn how to protect your peace, this world will rob it from you before you even know it's gone. And the truth is, most of the time, the thing stealing your peace is not the situation, it's how you respond to it. People will come into your life with chaos. They'll bring their mess, their insecurity, their drama, and if you're not careful, you'll start carrying their weight like it's yours. You've got to learn to say no, not because you're mean, but because you're mature. You've got to learn to walk away from some conversations, not because you don't care, but because you care about yourself enough to stay sane. Not every text deserves a response. Not every rumor deserves your attention. Not every insult deserves your energy. You got peace to protect. You see, when you find your peace, real peace, you start seeing everything clearer. You recognize that silence is strength, that not reacting is a form of control, that walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Peace is when you no longer allow people's chaos to become your crisis. When you know who you are, you stop needing validation. When you know what you bring to the table, you stop begging for a seat. And when you know where your peace lives, you guard it like a gatekeeper, because not everybody deserves access to that part of you. And let me tell you something real. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give yourself is distance. That distance between you and toxic energy. That space between you and people who constantly bring you down. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to fight with them. You just have to protect your peace enough to say, I love me too much to stay in this mess. That's growth. Now, don't get me wrong. Protecting your peace doesn't mean you won't face problems. It just means you won't let every problem break your spirit. Life is still going to test you. People are still going to try you. But when your peace is intact, they won't be able to shake you like they used to. You'll feel the heat, but you won't burn. You'll see the storm, but you'll stay steady, because you know who holds your peace, and it ain't people. It's God, it's wisdom, it's self-control. And once you find that, nobody can take it unless you give it away. You owe it to yourself to protect that peace, to choose quiet over conflict, to choose boundaries over people-pleasing, to choose yourself even when others don't understand it, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't live your purpose if you're always drained. You can't grow if your spirit is constantly at war. Peace is not passive, peace is power. It's the quiet confidence of knowing you don't have to show up to every fight you're invited to. So every day, ask yourself, does this serve my peace? If it doesn't, leave it. If it costs your peace, it's too expensive. The world can have the noise. You protect your calm. You protect your heart. You protect your purpose. Because your peace isn't just a feeling, it's your foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something I wish more people understood. Healing is your responsibility, not theirs, not the one who hurt you, not the one who walked away, not the one who cheated, lied, betrayed, or disappointed you. It would be nice if they apologized. It would be nice if they came back and made it right. But even if they never say a word, even if they never look back, your healing is still your job. You owe it to yourself to be whole again. Not for them, for you. Too many people are waiting for closure to start healing, waiting for that text, that call, that apology that may never come. And the whole time, you're stuck. Stuck in pain they left behind. Stuck in confusion over why they did it. Stuck in a space that's holding you hostage emotionally. But here's the truth. You don't need their permission to move on. You don't need their explanation to grow. You don't need their apology to take your power back. You have to give yourself the closure they'll never give you. You have to decide, this pain ends with me. Now, that don't mean you ignore the pain. It means you face it head on. It means you allow yourself to cry, to feel, to grieve, but you don't build a home in that hurt. You don't keep replaying what happened like it's a movie on repeat. At some point, you say, what happened to me is not going to define me. That's when healing begins. That's when you start growing from the ashes of what broke you. People who hurt you, they may never understand what they did. They may move on like it didn't matter. But that doesn't mean you have to stay wounded. They don't have to carry the pain forever. You do. So the question becomes, do you want to carry it or do you want to let it go? Because carrying it doesn't punish them, it punishes you. It keeps you bitter, it keeps you guarded, it keeps you from experiencing the joy, the love, the purpose you were meant to have. Healing is not about pretending like it didn't hurt. It's about deciding that the pain no longer gets to control your story. It's about taking your heart back piece by piece. It's about waking up and choosing yourself every single day. And let me be real, healing is messy. It's not linear. Some days you feel like you're good, and other days the memories will hit you out of nowhere. That's okay. That's part of the process. But you don't stop. You don't give up on yourself, because the more you heal, the less power the pain has over you. You have to be intentional about your healing. That means guarding your space. That means saying no to people who feel like your past. That means surrounding yourself with peace, with truth, with people who pour into your spirit, not drain it. Healing is not passive, it's a choice. It's a commitment. It's you saying, I may not have caused this pain, but I refuse to let it destroy me. And I know it's hard. I know it's not fair. But life ain't always fair. Sometimes the apology never comes. Sometimes the person who broke you moves on like nothing happened. And in those moments, you have to remember, your healing is still in your hands. And the beautiful thing about healing, once you've done it, once you've really walked through it, nothing and no one can take that peace from you. You come out stronger. You come out wiser. You come out knowing that what was meant to break you actually built you. So don't wait for them. Don't wait for the ones who left you bleeding to come back with a bandage. They are not your solution. You are. And when you realize that, when you really take ownership of your healing, you become unstoppable. Thank you.